Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CMON's Week in Review live stream. And what a week it was. I am coming to you from CMON's Satellite HQ in Los Angeles, California. And today we are going in depth on the Week 2 reveals for DC Superheroes United. And not only that, you're going to get a first look at the brand new expansion that's dropping today. I'd love to see your guesses on what it is over in the comments. Because there were so many surprises this week, so many unlocks, so many expansions announced, I've got to cut this intro short if we have a chance to cover everything. Without further ado, in brightest day, in blackest night, bring forth Thiago and Andrea to my sight. It worked.
Yeah, it's
It
not
worked.
I have my wedding ring. Does that
Here we
count?
are.
It's almost green.
I have my wedding one.
Yay!
We did it.
Good to be here again, guys.
Congratulations, you two. It's great to see you again, and congratulations on a huge week. I think this is one of the busiest weeks of any campaign I think we've ever been a part of, which is with the amount of things that are out and that people seem to really, really like. So this has been really exciting.
Yeah, we have way too much to get over on this live stream. I have like piles of minis just from what's been unlocked during this week, plus more. So yeah, I hope we can get through most of it because it's all exciting stuff that I would like to talk about. But before, I would just like to say happy birthday to Adriano. It's a very special day for our evil twin of our game designer.
Hey,
Happy
what
birthday,
about me,
Adriano.
Thiago? Yes, it's our birthday. Yeah, I think everybody has a little evil twin inside. Yeah, most people have two sides of their personality.
I don't.
Oh, come on, Thiago. You also have a good personality somewhere.
I'm full evil. I'm full evil.
You can tell by the facial hair. That's the evil version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, have the goatee. Like it's done.
That's good. Well, let's jump in. We do have so much, I think, more to cover than in any show we've ever done. So let's go right into the first expansion that was announced earlier this week.
Monday, we kicked off the week with the JSA.
Kicked it off very strong. Now, this expansion, I think, added a lot of not only classic characters, but a play mode that allows for true PvP within the DC Superheroes United system.
Yeah, this is some very classic characters mixed in with some new ones. Something old, something new, and yeah, like we knew we had to bring the PvP mode to DC Superheroes United. It's like just such a wildly different way to play the game, and so like having this box like chock full of superheroes and then just having them clash. If you want to, it was something that like we had to cover on our to-do list for this campaign.
I love the box. It's like the classic group hero shot of them. They're what menace are they flying upwards to go fight right now? Like
I really like
that story.
I really like how you can see like Atom Smasher there like in the distance, and he's still in the same scale as them, but he's just in the horizon and just looming on the ground there, and he's still huge.
Let's take a look at those characters and see what's in the box. That guy's big.
That guy is big, and that guy is very small. Actually, the guy next to him is actually supposed to be on a very tiny little Batarang, the Atom. And yeah, we have a very varied selection of classic heroes and all kind of powers and magics and sort of stuff. Andrea, what do you say?
I think we wanted to have a very good range of different powers. Heroes relying on brute force and size, heroes relying on magic, heroes relying more on like tricks and stunning effects or heroic feats. So I think we have a great roster here. I think some of the designs are so cool. I don't know if it was in the details that Dr. Fate has some cards that are spells, and he has equipment that interact with the spell cards. in a very unique way. I mean, there are so many interesting design solution, and then of course our first dual character. So,
Yeah, our first dual mode character. People were wondering if there would be anything purple. They were
yeah,
asking a question that for which the answer was no, because what we do have here is a dual mode character in Black Adam. And he kind of we had to be able to fight him and also play as him, because he's a very conflicted character that has been heavily on both sides of the spectrum. So adding him on a game and being able to play as him and fight him was a must. And I would just like to showcase. Someone was asking him to see his miniature, and like this is one. Like we always talk about the flying effects. Like how do you get a figure to fly? And like this was like a very extreme case. Like really trying to get him hovering there with the cape to the side, holding on by the obelisk. So he's really really flying. Like really nice effect.
Man,
Very imposing presence. A nice contrast to Shazam, who's just happy to be there. You know, he's enjoying his powers. You know, little Billy Batson, just very content with being a superhero. I think, and this is something that's people have pointed out, like a lot of characters just seem to be having fun in this whole fight. Like it's not all doom and gloom. You know, some of them are really happy to be fighting for justice and taking down the bad guys. So yeah, the variety is very interesting to tackle.
That's good. Well, since you're showing off characters, Poku from the comments writes, "Okay, you need to show us Atom Smasher."
All right, I'll bring another session, and I'll bring little Robin, who's our scale here. So
poor Robin.
So he's a big guy, scary, massive. Like he's not just big, he's a massive guy, huge fists, thick neck. Well, he's using this kind of weird collar. So, and yeah, some details on the base here. You can see like there's a fire hydrant, a bunch of like urban settings on his base.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's Atom Smasher smashing his way.
Atom Smasher definitely has a classic hero pose in that. That's very clever.
I don't know if that's a superhero landing. I see it as more as just there's a poor thug that I think is somewhere in there. And just I think just showcase one more, like Hawkman. Come on, nice. Flying winged guys, and he has he has Horus there, kind of buried in the sands. You know, is trying to bring that Egyptian kind of twist that many of these characters have into. And look at that wing, that Thanagarian mace and everything. Big wingspan.
These look great. Now let's talk about the new play mode and what it adds to DC Superhero United.
It adds the opportunity for you to have two teams of heroes clashing one against each other. I mean, we've seen that countless times in the comic books, that before fighting the villain, sometimes the heroes don't really agree to what's the best way to do it, or they just have quarrelings between each others, or let's call them heroic misunderstandings. And so sometimes the heroes simply clash against each other. And this is a mode of gameplay that will allow you to put heroes in teams and see who punches the hardest and who's the better hero in general.
Right. It's not just like a death match. It's like really proving you're a better hero. You're rescuing civilians. You're defeating thugs. You're making the locations safer, so they will lend you support, and really being the best hero team while you're also wailing against your opponents and getting points this way. And then you have we do have like a brand new deck of events there, like that. DC specific, bringing in events that happen throughout the game and kind of set the timing for the rounds, and add some twists and turns to the whole procedure.
And then the other thing that we get in the box, or one of the other things we get in the box, is our new locations.
Yeah, we had to have some locations tied to some of these characters. Rock of Eternity, Kandak for Black Adam, and it's some very interesting things there. Like, for example, the Rock of Eternity, which is inaccessible to 2,000 civilians. You don't even have slots there for that, which is maybe good, but it's also kind of bad because that means everyone else is kind of crowded.
And also sometimes you just need that tag or civilian to complete a mission, then it's not placed, and that's really bad. Also, you can use, I mean, it's really powerful the end of turn because you will get a wild token, and United players know how strong that is. However, you are bound to go back and end your next turn in the same location. So it's like a loop. You become really powerful, but you cannot leave. You cannot go that far away from the Rock of Eternity, or you are
Right.
killed.
Yeah. There's a price to pay. You have to. You're kind of tied to the location.
Yes. But I think I think it was a huge effort to give every niche location in DC Superheroes United a unique and strictly linked to the team location. So really thematic and also different from what you have seen, different from each other. So I think I hope players will really appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the Tower of Fate, we have not shown it because it's also interesting. You can pick the cards in the hand of another player, which is really cool, especially in PvP, of course.
Right.
Or the top card of any deck, which also is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to add other heroes' cards to your deck.
No, you're just peeking.
No, you pick.
Oh, you're peeking.
You
Okay.
look. You look
It's
because
a
in
watchtower.
PvP is important to know if they have like a double punch or a special action or stuff like that. So it's and well, the GSA headquarters also they will allow other heroes in that location or an adjacent one to do an action. So it's very nice to do some combo like off turn, or you do that and then we will do that. I mean, it's chaining actions in a very nice way. And yeah, PvP mode is the same in all United systems and games because otherwise it will not be fair.
Okay, I do have one more. I just love the little Batarang embedded in some kind of computer system, and the Atom there hanging for dear life. And I just, when I see that, I imagine like what was the journey here? Because the Batarang kind of spins around, so he can't be feeling good.
He gets off a little dizzy. So Peter Mazur asks about the PvP mode. Can you team up any characters you wish?
Yeah, any heroes
Hero.
you can use. Yeah. There's no limitation really. Anything goes. Any heroes.
Very cool. I love that idea that you get to make your own teams that you want to play. And I think it adds just such a really cool element to the entire experience of DC. Because who are superheroes? They don't fight each other every now and then, right?
Exactly. Next, let's keep it moving.
Let's go on to the next add-on this week, and that was the playmat.
The playmat. That was Isa's terrible pun. The playmat. This is something people were expecting, and we knew we had to do a DC Superheroes United playmat. Double-sided, of course, with one side more geared towards the standard co-op mode, and the back side for more gears towards a solo mode, but it's not necessarily for that, because it's just if you happen to play like everybody kind of facing one way on the table, like 2 players, even 3 players, if you're all on one side, it's easier to have everything facing you. And of course, I mean, we're discussing how to theme this playmat. Like we knew, like, come on, the solo mode has to be Batman themed, because like he's the vigilante. He goes by himself and takes care of business. So it just made sense. And come on, it's a round thing. You have the bat symbol there on that round circle. Just made perfect sense. As much sense as saying a round circle, but sure. and then and then the other side, kind of Superman, Wonder Woman with the Hall of Justice there on the top, like some nice heroic colors, so a more like standard DC heroic thing. If you don't have a playmat, if you don't get the playmat, you're going to regret it. Everybody who don't have a playmat, they regret it because it just elevates the game. It makes that's just the playing surface, the organization. It just makes it all come together. It's a really nice thing to have. So I highly suggest getting the playmat, and I love this one.
Yeah, I never play without mine anymore, and I do appreciate the solo player because I do have to play solo quite a bit. So it just helps so much with the organization. I love using the storyline going around. So I think we're gonna move on to the next thing that was announced. I think we had one a day, basically.
We had one every day, and this one was a biggie.
Hugely requested. And I mean, honestly, I don't know any other way to release. I feel like the Green Lantern Corps is so big, it would end up being every stretch goal if we didn't actually make a dedicated box to it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we kind of put them in this character pack. It's just, we wanted to make something special to them. We knew like we have to go full clear green plastic parts for them. People, there would be riots in the streets if we didn't do that. So the best way to make this possible is, okay, let's just do a character pack with these characters. It is more complex. It is more expensive to do all these special effects. But if we bundle them in an add-on, then we can do it, and just have this amazing team that people have been eagerly expecting join in their little team kind of Green Lantern Corps. I always tend to I want to say Green Lantern Corps because I just did the season. We did that little pun there with the corpse, and honestly, that's how it's written. So. The Green Lantern Corps. So these are our guys, and I do have them here, and they are awesome. So let's switch to the minis.
For the minis, let's see who we have.
Yeah. That's a lot of green stuff. And
a lot of green.
and I did say when our guy Garner came up here, like I think like this might be the best bat in DC United, ironically, because it's like, and this was a challenge because I knew I wanted to make the bat as a clear piece, but like it needs to be one piece, so we couldn't show like the end of the bat on the other side. So it was a challenge to find a pose that properly hid like the whole bottom part of the bat and provided enough contact surface so you can insert this separate part. Like it's not easy to make all these extra clear parts happen because sometimes. Like I usually say, like we do them when it's like it's already a separate part, so we might as well do it. But in this case, because we had to do it, sometimes we had to do things that aren't the most logical and engineering easy things to do. Like have Jessica Cruz there, like she has her axe, and that actually has to slide into her hand and have a little clicking thing, so it's in position. Like it's a lot of extra engineering and extra parts and extra molds to make that happen. But we had to do it, and we did it.
That's great. Over in the comments, actually, Thiago, do you have your Two-Face coin?
I do have my Two-Face coin here, always.
Over in the comments, Benjamin Lashley writes, "Love the Green Lanterns. Thank you. I can't wait to see Hal Jordan." I don't know. Are we getting Hal Jordan? I think that might be worth a flip.
I'll ask the coin. That's what the coin said.
Whoops.
Do over. No,
I
think read it as it lands.
Yep, that was it. That was what he did.
All right, Benjamin, you have your answer.
And so let's talk a bit about Green Lantern. So since I have the focus, here's a big guy. Wow, here's Kilowog.
Yeah. So
that's gonna be fun to paint right there.
Yes. I love chunky miniatures, and it doesn't get much chunkier than good old Kilowog.
So when we approached the design of the Green Lanterns, I mean, it was a real challenge because, I mean, basically, the power gives more or less the same power to everybody. So how do you make them unique, and how do you transfer the power of creating anything you want in a game like this? And at the end, I believe we found this very, very cool solution of having symbols that will turn a few of the icons at the bottom of their cards into green green action icons, and rings will multiply them, will allow you to perform them several times. And at the same time, each single lantern has its own way and personality. So they have specific powers, specific ways. Even the balance of the colored symbol of the green symbol, lantern symbols, is different between different characters, which so at the end they work great on their own, because a single Green Lantern with the ring, even without the ring, the powers will, the special action on their cards will still simulate the fact they having the powers. So
Yeah.
you don't need to play with the equipment, but I would suggest you to do so because it feels a bit more thematic. So they play great on their own, but of course they play even better as a corps, as a team, because they can not only use their own and their own color symbol, but also the one left in the cards before them by the hero before playing before them. So if you are playing with two lanterns, one after the other, you're increasing the chances to make great plays this way.
Right,
And I think
refreshing them is very expensive. Someone's asking about the
Yeah.
refresh effect. Like it costs 2 action tokens, which is very expensive to do that. But they all have reciting the oath cards that they can recite the oath, and then they can refresh their cards. So if you have that, it's easier to keep using your ring.
And the player has to recite the oath at the table, right? I mean, that's
of course the whole thing.
Exactly, and that was the other thing I desperately wanted to incorporate into the gameplay, so it all turned together. I think it's a common theme for DC Superheroes United. We have like families of heroes whose powers are somehow similar to each other. So we have the Kryptonians, we have the Lanterns, and so it was. I think it was like the design team here was okay. Let's try to make them, each one of them, really unique. And on the other hand, you feel that you are playing with characters that have something really in common in terms of power and approach to the game.
Okay, let's move on.
So, well, that's just it. The way back before the show even started, we got a comment from Edwin High, and he says, "I kind of want to paint the figures, but I'm worried I'll mess up." Now, good news for Edwin and all the other painters, people who want to paint, get into painting, myself included, who want to get better. For the first time, we're offering a painting compendium, and this is in partnership with the amazing painters over at Big Child, and it's something we are extremely excited and proud about. We're so happy to offer it during this campaign, because I think it's such a wonderful introduction to painting, and it gives you really step-by-step instructions on painting some of these heroes.
Yeah. So this is something that Big Child approached us like, so we want to do this book. Do you think like the licensor will allow us? Like, do you think this is something that people would be interested in? And I said, well, let's ask the licensor if this is something we can pursue. And thankfully, they were okay with the proposal. So I said, yeah. I go, well, what is your plan? So they came with the whole pitch and the whole, like, this is their book. We're just bringing it to the backers. And so yeah, Big Child. So they did all the sculpts for the game. It's the same team, and they did all the paintings that you see on the updates. So yeah, this book is going to first like show all of the painted minis done for the campaign, which is not all of them. Like, we didn't manage to get every single one painted, but it is the vast majority, as you're seeing. So those will all be in the book, and of course, like with a bit of flavor, not all the bios and whatnot, because the point of the book is to show and teach painting. So yeah, and lots of itemized and clear instructions, like different chapters on different techniques and different procedures and all the different steps you need to techniques to learn to do your painting. And it's not to paint like exactly as Big Child does, because like those guys are professionals with years of experience. It's just to learn the techniques and to do it your way, to have a nice painted mini on the table.
Yeah, I think this is something that I feel like is just a perfect offering for these types of paint. I think that the chibi style are really good for they've been really good for me as a beginner painter, and I'm really excited that we're able to go a little bit more in depth on them.
Okay, before we go into any new stuff, I do want to look at some of the stretch goals that we unlocked over here.
Well, no, I wanted to say, like, somebody commented, James DeSimas, obsessed with Thiago's condiments in the back, and I'm sure many of you know why he might have some condiments in the back, and it has to do with the stretch goals.
Yeah, although I am running out of my peri sauce, I do need to replenish, but yeah, the hot stuff is still there. And I do have here the hottest stretch goal in the whole campaign. If I can please get the camera on me. All hail the king. Yes, Condiment King is here to stay. So yeah, it looks like he ransacked a supermarket or something, lots of produce on the floor. And it's just fun, guys. It's just fun and awesome.
May I just for a second, Tiago? I read so many positive comments on the gameplay of this villain, and it was really a creation by our lead developer Marco Legato. And I just want to spend 20 seconds to give a huge shout out to Marco and Stefano and my developers team. They are really, I'm so proud of them. And without them, United would not be the system that it is now. So just a quick parenthesis. Sorry, I know we are running out of time, but I had to.
Yeah, and also I need to blame or praise this on Guilherme Goulart, who is in the comments. He's the one that pushed me very hard. Like, you have to do Condiment King. I said, okay, I'll do it. And yeah, I think it was a worthwhile addition. And I don't know what other, we have so many cool things. I don't even know anybody wants to see. We have Etrigan the Demon, who's all of his cards have rhyming titles. Well done. So such a nice little twist for him. And we had Jonah Hex coming from the Old West, and I think he has a very nice mechanic with the bounty tokens, where he assigns them to henchmen or villains at the beginning of the game, and then he gets a reward if he takes them out, and he can even like use it to his advantage.
The guy is just great. I was playtesting something yesterday, and wow, he's good.
Oh, that's great. When
many henchmen or villains are around.
Another one that caused quite a bit of excitement is Captain Cold, because he brings not only the cold but also like all the bunch of rogues as his henchmen. So like you have all those colorful characters like helping him chase down the Flash or anybody else who tackles him.
Let's do one more. One more for now.
Okay, I do need to complete, because we had Hawkman. We need to show Hawkgirl. She also has the Egyptian kind of theme with a pyramid on her base, and I really love besides her all the stuff she brings, but the fact that she can throw her Thanagarian mace to Hawkman, and him. I can imagine some scenes happening like in a game where she throws it for them and he gives a final blow, and it's a very heroic, and for a couple like this to be fighting together and helping each other out, it's just cool.
I love they can exchange the weapons.
So today we are going to reveal something brand new, something that will go live on the campaign shortly after this. I don't know
something long awaited.
Does anyone have some guesses of what it might be? I don't know. Should we go ahead and drop the trailer?
Where is the trailer?
Let's go for it.
Look at that.
Come on, we've been to Metropolis. You know we had to visit Gotham City next.
Revealing more and more of the iconic characters, locations, everything in the DC universe. And starting with this amazing cover, and I feel like, again, just doing some really, really cool things with perspective and the characters in this this action pose and how they're coming out. They look amazing.
Yeah, I love Batgirl front and center, really diving into action. And then, like, yeah, this is classic Gitton. You have all those characters kind of flying into action in this bombastic explosion of energy and action, and just Bane there looming in the background. It's Gotham City. Of course, it had to be set at night. It has to be gloomy, but not too brooding. I'd say. I think having Batgirl there in the center kind of brings the energy up. As opposed to
we finally know where is Nightwing.
The question that will not stop can stop now, because there is Nightwing, and so
he officially won't be revealed last. So now we know.
Yeah, this is you can rest easy now. So let's look at all the characters in this box. We have Batgirl, we have Nightwing, we have Red Hood, we have Catwoman, and we have Bane. And yes, those are two dual mode characters there for you guys.
Characters.
So for everybody asking for more dual mode.
Yeah, and things.
They are.
So let me be clear about dual mode, especially like again. Licensed game where everything needs to be approved, and the whole dual mode thing was not an easy thing. Like it has to be justified. It has to be something that, okay, this character really, like that is who they are. They are those two sides. It's not just because, oh, there was this comic one time when they teamed up. Like that's not enough. Like we are going to the core of who the characters are, their essence. And so in these cases, like Catwoman, she is she's gone back and forth all the time. She is a villain, but she's been Batman's ally forever. And Red Hood, kind of on the opposite way. Like he's a hero, but he goes down the deep end and does some heinous things that clearly make him a villain when the time is wrong.
I love the gargoyle.
Wait, so you're saying Bane is only a villain? He's not a dual mode?
Yeah. Bane is bad to the bone.
He's very, very good. These are incredibly requested heroes throughout the campaign. Do you have any on hand that we could take a look at?
I do, and I'm going to start. I think my favorite of the bunch. I think it has to be Catwoman. Like that. This is a pose, like just looming over the city.
So gothic. I mean,
very gothic, and the fallen gargoyle. I love how active this pose is. Beautiful. And okay, I do need, people have been asking for so long, we got to see our good old Nightwing climbing on the rooftops of Gotham with his Eskrima sticks. There he is. Guys, we have Nightwing. And
360 degrees.
Yes. Yeah, I'm doing a little statistic. Batgirl, again, whenever because I take the art as it comes from Gitton and say, okay, how do I make her running and keep the active running pose? So let's do like Gotham sewers and the smoke coming out, and that holds just her front foot. Like she's light enough to be balanced and stay with just her front foot like this. So there's lots of things to consider when you're trying to do some wilder poses like this, and so like really make her active and running gang ho into action. And then you have Two Boy over here, like there's some with the venom pumping through his veins popping all over the place. He's breaking I think a Wayne Enterprises sign, because he likes to break the bat.
And this will definitely allow everyone at the table playing this to do their own Bane impersonations. So
everybody has to do the Bane impersonations, of course.
to his master plan.
Okay, and not to leave Red Hood out. He has his trusty crowbar there on the ground, has his dukes up, ready for fight.
Really does put a lot of just motion within these sculpts. I mean, that one looks like he's about to launch a devastating punch.
Right, and so before we move on to the next slide, because we do want to talk about this guy, we can reveal him with the miniature. Of course, you saw him in the teaser, but we do have another support character in dear old Alfred.
I love these support characters, and he's great. Why is his hand behind his back?
Oh, because he's ready to hand whoever is carrying his silver platter. Because let me just tease his mechanics here. Of course, he's a support character and he's a butler. So what he does is he always has at his disposal, whenever a hero might need, you may call on Alfred, and he may bring you like a little action token that you need on a silver platter. You just send him over. Hey, Alfred, can you get that guy over there this action token? And sure, Master Wayne. Off he goes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Congratulations to the sculptors and you guys for not only the gameplay on that, but just the integration of, I love it when miniatures, you can do things with them. Besides for them to look cool on the table, it's like, he's got a functioning silver platter.
You always try to think what play factor we can kind of insert. It's not always that we get to do it, but a little twist there.
That's a great touch. That's
so
really fun.
You need to have the Wayne Manor in play in order to play with Alfred, but he will provide action tokens to everybody, not just Master Wayne. So don't worry.
Yeah, basically you send him anywhere and he'll supply the action tokens you need. But of course, you need to protect him, because if his location overflows, he's eliminated, and everybody loses like action tokens.
All their action tokens. Plus, they must play randomly because they are grieving the loss. So
right, it is quite a blow. So there's always two sides to the support characters. They help you, but you have to protect them, have to keep them safe. Otherwise, you're going to take a blow.
Should we see what's next in the box?
Let's take a look at some nifty cards.
Yeah, we have the hero card for them. And again, going back to what I said before, like all the Batman family characters, they will have some way to use investigation skills or detective skills or deception skills, but each one in their own specific and unique way. So it feels like, yes, you need to be a master detective and while you are a crime fighter in Gotham, but each one has their own approach. Like Batgirl, she's really smart. She can put out a lot of heroic things, but she can also really kick your ass. Elite Hacker is a very good card.
Yes, she can hack into the system.
She can everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, she can clear threats remotely by hacking into the system. So she has that aspect to her. Although she's also an excellent fighter, and she has her bat cycle to move around quickly. I really like Catwoman because she's a thief, and she continues to be a thief even as a hero. Like she has a lot of stuff that kind of messes with the other heroes, but in the end, it might be positive for the overall progress. But she can steal equipment.
You will get something in return, maybe a kiss, maybe an action token, but it's I think it's interesting. When we have those heroes that are a bit on the line and can do funny stuff around the table, I really love to design those.
Red Hood, of course, he's very attack heavy, but he has this kind of mystical backstory. He's died, that happens, been brought back with that Lazarus Pit, so he has some kind of defense against magic, like he can shrug off crisis tokens. The dim Mac techniques that he used to stun people. Lots of different aspects. He has his all blades that he uses to attack. Several different aspects to it, Nightwing, extremely resilient, very again all those spy aspects and fighter, but he can take a beating and keep on coming, and with his excrement sticks.
That's good. Well, let's take a look at the other side of the dual heroes, as well as the villain of the box.
Right, and I love those villains. I have to say.
Well, I
The,
want
the
to say
first,
that one of my favorite things about the dual mode villains that we've seen is that they're very much the same character, and you can see that integrated into their plan. It's just kind of what side of the coin flipped up for them that day. Are they going to, use the heroic version of that? Like you said with Catwoman, she's still a thief, even when she's a hero. And so this is obviously the other side of her.
Yeah, and as a villain, she's pulling a heist, basically.
so I mean, you already spoiled Catwoman, so what can I mean, she's trying to make her own heist, and you want to stop her. And Red Hood, he's a vigilante, so he's going around punching tags, defeating henchmen. So the henchmen you see, like Crime Doctor, Cesare, El Flamingo, I love. It's so funny. He actually will try to take them down, and you need like to put them in jail before he takes them down. So you need like to stop him from being too much vigilante. And Bane, I mean, Bane is a fucking powerhouse. Oh, sorry for the curse word. He will be pumping himself with healing venom, which are crisis token that
Mhm.
regenerate his health and deal extra damage when he's enough pumped. I mean, it's very, very a seriously tough villain to face, I would say. Is going to break your spine, yes.
Yeah, I think this is going over again. Some of the stuff I love about these villains, like because Catwoman, like the game is really, literally like a cat and mouse game because she is trying to evade the heroes, and so if you're not on top of her every round, if she bams and you're not there to keep her from doing her heist and steal whatever she's doing, then she progresses on her plot, and so you need to be always chasing her around and neutralizing her. Otherwise, she's going to be fulfilling her master plan. Well, of course, when you're there, she'll just claw your eyes out. But that's the good side of things. You're a hero, you can take it. So you're kind of there to keep her from doing what she's trying to do. But then, as she gets under pressure, she becomes even more slippery. She's just running around and evading heroes left and right. So it's this chase to keep her from doing what she's doing, as she's lurking in the shadows, even like hiding among the thugs, because she's a master of disguise. So sometimes you can't find her if she's hiding among the thugs. Yeah, all this cool stuff. You have Bane pumping himself up with venom. He has his thugs who are very hard to take out, and they also help him get venom to him. And I love he has White Rabbit as a henchman, and she they follow the White Rabbit, so she attracts more henchmen to her. Causing overflows and all kind of troubles for the heroes. And Red Hood. We've had before like villains that pretend to be heroes, but Red Hood, like he's taking out those bad guys, and he's going for it. But like you don't want him to do it. So basically, you have to run in and get those guys out safely before he just kills them all.
And so while we're trying to take down these villains, we can incorporate a brand new challenge into, and this is one of the most, I think, challenges I've been looking forward to play. It just looks really, really cool and unique.
It is Gotham City. You have to have the bat signal shining in the sky.
This is the bat signal challenge. And I'd love to hear all about it.
Your games will be slightly more difficult and challenging if you use this module. And it's quite simple. Yeah, at the end of each villain turn, you turn a bat signal card. It will tell you where to place the bat signal, and this will give you either some priority. Maybe there is a bank robbery, so you have to go there and take out all the tags, or maybe one of the threat became the most important threat, and you need to focus on that. You cannot clear the other threat unless you clear that first. So it will give you priorities and like complicating your gameplay in the hero's gameplay. And there is always something bad happening in Gotham, even when you are chasing the main villain. So it's just that makes it all more thematic and a bit more difficult.
Yeah, I just really love the idea that you're there, fighting Darkseid or something, but there's still something going on here, and the bat signal is shining in the sky, and you can't just ignore it while you're trying to stop an alien invasion or something. So you gotta let's can someone take care of those thugs who are robbing the bank over there so we can continue, defending the anti-life equation or whatever. So you have these little tasks which are not completely counterintuitive to what you're trying to do, but they're shifting your priorities. So maybe this is not the time where we wanted to clear that threat, but we got to do it because otherwise we can't progress.
And just one little clarification. I saw a question about how many supporting characters you can have in play at the same time. The maximum number is 2. Feel free to experiment with more, but the rules will tell you don't put more than 2.
Oh, that's a really good question. One of the well, there's 2 things in the game that always for me add so much. One is the challenges. They add just so much theme, and you're able to just really play and like role play if you want to, which I've done before on United games. And the other is the locations, which I think for each box, they end up being not only unique but adding a lot and feeling like. And in this case, you're feeling like you're going around Gotham. I think these are 6 of the most famous locations in the DC universe, period. I mean, everyone knows these. I mean, what a fun thing to be able to go around Gotham.
Yeah, and I have to say, kudos to the design team, because like all of these are so thematic to what they are. I just love it.
I think we have a few special ones, like the Gotham City Hall is like, if you have more thugs than civilians, it means the Gotham City Hall is really corrupted. So corruption will spread, and you add more thugs around the city, which is really bad. On the other hand, if you can keep it balanced or even have more civilians, you can choose to let criminality spread on the other side of the city. So you add 1 thug, but you gain a token in exchange for that, which is pretty cool. And we have 2 locations that are good for all heroes, but Batman gets more inspiration from the Crime Alley and more resources from the Wayne Tower. Which
no, I think we gotta go with the theme, because Crime Alley, heroes go there, they get in. It's a tragic place. They get inspired. They get heroic tokens. But if Batman goes there, he just gets consumed by his vengeance, desire for vengeance. So he loses a card, he gets 2 punch tokens, and he's ready for a fight. So it's very interesting how the same locations have different effects on different characters, because Batman just goes off the hinges after visiting that. And you have, I think it's Wayne Tower, right? That Batman can
Wayne Tower,
get some,
he gets
some extra
more
stuff
resources. He can discard 1 card, and I mean it's like the other way around. So the other heroes can get some weapon or stuff at the Wayne Tower, but he can get access to his special resources, so he will get 2 heroic tokens. One that was a bit challenging when we were making the list was the Gotham Clock Tower, because I mean it's iconic, but which type of effect to give to a clock tower? And then
time.
Yeah, exactly. Then time was the answer. So if you complete a mission in a turn and you end your turn at the Gotham Clock Tower, you can delay the villain, which is both thematic and pretty strong, but also tricky to pull off because you can do it multiple times in the game. I mean, 1, maybe twice if you are lucky. And it's also pretty hard because sometimes the threat you are going to clear is far away. So
yeah, and the one I really loved, the Narrows, because it's a crime-infested place, and basically you go down to the Narrows and you beat up some thugs, and you beat some information out of them to uncover some master plan information. Again, highly thematic. Just let's go down to the Narrows and beat up some thugs to see what's going on.
Yeah, I just don't see myself playing these locations without the bat signal add-on, because you need the bat signal to go on. And if I may use that to transition to, if you've got the bat signal, you've got to have someone to actually turn it on. And that is part of our crowdfunding exclusive.
Right, because this is an expansion that will go to retail, so we do have some exclusives for our backers in the form of Batwoman and Commissioner Gordon as a support character. And yeah, these are some amazing extras for you to enjoy.
So, I mean, Gordon will of course, help you getting rid of thugs and putting them in jail. You have to be careful that his location doesn't overflow or criminality will spread around Gotham because there is not any more Gordon trying to stop them. So he's another great supporting character I wanted to include from the very beginning. And plus, we have another hero with more than three equipments, which is our beloved Batwoman. She uh, she has a wide tool, range of tools, different from Bruce Wayne ones.
Nice.
Plus, very very interesting powers.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, her arsenal. She has a couple of things that are similar to Batman's. Like she has the Batarang thorns, which are similar to Batarangs. She has the antidote, which I think Batman also has. But she has stuff like the cryo baton that can like stun her enemies. She has a first aid kit, which is a very useful thing to heal up some heroes. Fear toxin that can scare thugs away. And I love the toxin illusion of death. It can kind of fool the villain when she's KO'd, so it doesn't trigger the KO effect.
Yeah, we wanted to give her really unique tools.
Mhm.
And these work similar to
choose
how
from.
Batman. I know we previously went over how Batman's equipment works, and these work kind of similar in the same way. You choose
We choose three,
fire.
yeah, before the game, yeah.
Yeah, so she prepares before the game starts which are the right tools for the job at hand, and just take those three and use them. She does have like cars that help her recharge her equipments. She's an expert martial arts fighter, investigator, all that good bad stuff, and she looks freaking awesome. I do have her here. Gotham luckily has no want for gargoyles, so everybody can pick theirs for their
I was
display
just
of.
gonna say the sculpts just lean into just being in Gotham City. Just the
Yeah, come
thematically,
on.
they all just you can tell that they're there. That's where they are.
Yeah, Kate Kane in all her glory, and yeah, we got the colors right this time on the first try. We had some troubles with that on Deceased, and here is Jim. I love his base is a crime scene.
Mm.
So he has the police line, the evidence.
Oh wow, those are raised letters, so I
Yeah.
can actually paint those.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. Police line, do not cross.
that looks great.
Yeah, helping you fight crime. And that's Gotham City.
Let's Gotham City. Let's take a look. Speaking of painting, let's take a look at these painted miniatures. And once again, and I always double check this because they look like those are hand like computer painted or whatever it is. These are hand painted actual images of miniatures as opposed to any digital painting or anything like that. I mean, this is once again Big Child, and wow, what a look at Bane. It looks like he's glowing.
Yeah, I love the glowing effects on Bane, like the skin tight suit on Catwoman. Well, if you want to start on your journey towards something, perhaps one day close to this, get the Painting Compendium book by Big Child, and get working. I love the manner there on Alfred, everything.
Well, we have hit the end of the time. I knew this was going to be a packed show. We said it at the beginning. It turns out we were telling the truth.
I think we've done well.
We barely made it. I feel like there's a
Still
few
have,
things. Sorry if we left out your favorite stretch goal that was unlocked. It wasn't.
Do you have any questions? We still have like a few minutes if anything.
Yeah.
We want to tackle.
We
do.
always
We do.
hear you.
We have time for
We
some
always
last comments for sure.
I mean, to the question, will you do that? Will you
Let's
do
see
this?
what
We
we
hear
have.
you. We try whenever possible.
Yeah, we cannot possibly do all the cool stuff that people expect. We do still have more ahead of us than we have behind us. So there's a good chance.
I kind of like this question. It's a logistics question in some way by Peter Mazur. Will these exclusives fit in the box or will they be in additional packaging?
No, so those will come like the box that the backers get will be a different box from the one that goes to retail. So those two minis will be inside your version of the box. Everything there.
No, I think that's a good point. And then we have, I guess, a coin flip question. Where's Constantine?
Where is Constantine? How does a coin flip answer that? Oh,
it looks answered to me.
That doesn't look too good. Oh, it was the black face. Here, this is the good face. This is the bad face. I love it.
That's good. And that is available now as an add-on for people.
If you didn't follow the campaign before the launch, you can still get as many coins as you want by adding it to your pledge as an add-on. I recommend. I carry one sample on my wallet all the time. It's very useful for decisions on your day-to-day, and it might at some point be even useful in the game itself.
Excellent. Well, I think that's about our time. Gentlemen, thank you so much once again for joining and going over all this stuff. A lot of this stuff, I love hearing about the gameplay, and I love going in depth with you guys.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. I'm very excited for the week to come. There's a lot of cool stuff ahead. I'm looking for the reactions for some of the wilder things. Even silly things, weird things, very unexpected things.
Next week, can we have a hour and a half live stream? Because I don't think we're going to cover everything.
Yeah, we might want to extend it a little bit.
You know what? I think we can let ourselves go over as long as you all have the time in between making the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
All right.
I think I'm totally open to that. So thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our backers. Thank you to everyone leaving comments, both here and on the campaign. We will have more condiments for you next week. We want you to keep the feedback coming. We definitely want to hear from you on the campaign. We really appreciate it. Now, next week, beyond it being possibly a supersized show, we'll figure that out, I think, as we take a look at the material. I'll be coming to you live from San Diego, where DC Superheroes United will be up for demo at our Comic-Con booth number 2446. So keep an eye on our social media for more news on what we have in store at Comic-Con. It is going to be a great show. We have lots in store. And once again, a special happy birthday to Adriano. Happy birthday. I hope you get some sleep tonight.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you,
Have a good
everybody. Thank
weekend.
you for the wishes.
Expansion's good.